little bit delay. Okay, it seems that we are live actually, but it seems
What's up?
Hey.
I can't still see anything, to be honest.
Includes
no, we are.
Who put that on there? Am I paying you guys today?
Oh, we're not earning anything. That's a problem. We wish to be paid.
Yeah, on that note, people, hit the like button for us, for the three musketeers here that here to brighten your days, give you some good news about the crypto market and some prizes.
Look at all the people.
Today. Yeah, 46.
Maria.
Nice.
Sorry, shut up a second, guys. Maria, CK, One, Joseph, Rui, Crypto News, Ligo Petmalu, Errol, Jovelin, Crypto Weezer, Simbalu, Matereza, Johnny Moreno, Lordless, and so on and so on and so on. Guys, you're so many. Welcome everybody. Just want to be like very polite, because like otherwise my two co-hosts are gonna like starting and going like straight on like blockchain, but we're live, so we need to know everybody that is in. And thank you very much for being here. Obviously, super appreciate on that. Now,
excellent intro, Stefano. That's why I pay you the big bucks. It's brilliant.
Yeah, of course. Coffee.
George showed up.
Now, can we also? We are going to pause in about 10-15 minutes to take some questions from you. The other thing I want to announce today, we've got three prizes we're going to be giving away on this show. But we also want to reward people that are most engaged with this community by liking, commenting these videos, jumping on into the Twitter and in the Discord. We take a hell of a lot of notice as to who is active people, and there's going to be a very big monthly prize. So you definitely, if you do miss out today for these live giveaways, bear in mind, if we notice that you're very active in the community, that's going to be awarded on merit. And believe me, it's going to be a very big prize.
Whoa.
So, how are we, boys? What's going on? Is Bitcoin finished? Is it all over? Is it a bear market? What's happening?
It's a good time to buy.
Yeah, exactly. Schizo crypto, to the moon, we're going to Mars. And then 10 minutes later, it's a dip. Oh my God, it's bear market coming up. No, we're fine.
Yeah, on that note, I have been trading on Bybit. It's actually going pretty well.
Nice.
Trading the 21 and the 9. So listen, if you are an experienced trader, please support the channel with the Bybit link below. If you're not an experienced trader, you can also just have a play around on there. You don't have to put any money down. There is a practice network on there. But at the moment, if you are depositing, you can claim up to $200 in rewards after you've deposited. And there's also a $250,000 competition happening on there at the moment. So you may want to check that out. As I say, that is for experienced traders. So if that's you, please use our link, support this channel, and also hit the like button.
Sean.
Right, Mr. Gonzo, do you want to tell the audience what we are giving away today?
We have got 2 AXIE scholarships. I put together another couple teams, play tested them a little bit. They should be pretty good. I'm stoked. Everybody, with a decent amount of dedication. It's not like a grinder team. They're both pretty good. So we're looking for a lucky scholarship applicant to take one of those teams on. We'll give one away through that Twitter post that we created, and then we'll give another one to a live viewer right now. That's on the stream. So you got to stick around, bear with us, and we're gonna give away some free AXIE scholarships. And then we also have the Kai token, right, which is another one of our reviewed projects. Check out that interview if you haven't seen that one yet. Kai's doing quite well. Well, I mean, up until 2 days ago, with everything else bleeding a little bit, everything took a hit. But we got $100 worth of Kai tokens to one lucky viewer of the YouTube.
Sorry, one thing. To anybody watching that is currently on Discord, I'm testing out things. Please, no need to like anything yet. You guys chill, relax, enjoy the live stream. I'm gonna let you know when it's time to like. There is no need.
Oh, we love that eagerness though. Just quickly on Cardio Chain, they have had some very big announcements lately. partnering with Live Trade, looking to bring DeFi services to the Vietnamese market. We'll have a quick look at the price action of Kai token.
Nexo partner. What do you know what the extent of the Nexo partnership was?
I will find that out, Mr. Gonzo.
I'm a bit deep.
So
Nexo.
Clear answer off the top of my head is no. You guys seen the Coin Gecko screen?
Mm-hmm. Lots of red.
So yeah, Cartier Chain. It's a Vietnamese-based project. So we're giving away some of their tokens today, people. We have held this, and we're going to have a look at all our reviewed projects in a moment. But as you can see, as the market has really shit the bed this week, it hasn't actually performed that badly.
No, only 7% down.
Yeah, there's its recent chart. So when we give these tokens away, it's entirely up to you what you do with them, but I'd be holding them. But on that note, this channel is not financial advice, people. You do need to go and do your own homework. Right, while Stefano is figuring out how we're going to give away these prizes.
Oh, it's the test is working. I'm setting them up.
Very good, very good. Yeah, so look, we're gonna have a look at what we think is going to be in the top 10 this time next year, very shortly. But first, I think we wanted to just have a quick look at some of the news. So let's do that.
Okay.
Right, so I like this one first. Just have a quick chat on, and it sort of ties into the article I think you want to bring up, Mr. Gonze. Ray Dalio, somebody I rate very highly. That age-old call that Bitcoin may well be outlawed. So first, my thoughts on that headline. Look, there's case law around Bitcoin being classed as a commodity, so I'm not quite sure where Ray's coming from on that one in the US. I also think just the amount of institutional players we've had into the space and their teams of lawyers, the amount of money involved now, I really don't see this as too much of an issue. But to be honest, you know, as somebody who was a flat out Bitcoin maximalist for a good 5 years before being influenced to cover everything else happening in the space by my two co-hosts, that whole concept of Bitcoin being banned just simply has never worried me. The attributes of Bitcoin, to reiterate those people,
it worries me.
Confiscatable. It's
it worries
uncensorable. Me. That's why I got into it. That's why I've always loved it. That third attribute is the limited and predictable supply, which is why we see all these institutions coming in now. It's very much a buy-side asset. All you got to do is figure out whether there's demand, because you know exactly what the supply is. Hence, it's been seen as an inflation hedge, hence the amount of institutional money coming into it. In fact, I'm down here in New Zealand at the moment, and I woke up this morning reading the news, and I see that the KiwiSaver, which is the big pension fund for how people when they age are paid out an income by the government, and 5% of that fund was invested in Bitcoin. Congratulations to the New Zealand fund manager that manages the retirement of New Zealand citizens for doing that. I applaud you, and you got on at 10K. Say, whoever you are, well done. So thoughts on any other news, Mr. Gonzo? You wanted to share something, I believe, about Microsoft?
Yeah, but I want to talk about that Ray Dalio thing again.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, it's Bitcoin is unconfiscatable, right? In its pure form, the way it's supposed to be used with your own keys, right? Not your keys, not your coins, but a lot of the people that are getting into it don't have their own keys. And I don't think that, they're going to say it's illegal. And if they ban it, they're not going to go after the key holders. They're going to go after the big guys like Gemini and Coinbase and all these guys that are holding it custodially. They're just going to say, shut it down. I think, if it's going to be that extreme, because they're not going to be able to shut it down from every person. So they're just going to confiscate all the stuff that's on these custodial exchanges and different apps, right?
That would be a way to attack Bitcoin. I mean, I certainly don't want to add to any extra fun because bizarrely there seems to be a bit around at the moment. And, you know, I guess what Ray Dalio was sort of alluding to there was that back in the 1930s, we had, I believe it was Roosevelt, who effectively forced the US population to hand over any gold they had. So he was comparing a similar thing that might happen with Bitcoin. Now, that happened back then because obviously the US dollar was in all sorts of strife, and any government wants to be able to control supply and demand. And I guess by Ray Dalio stating that about Bitcoin, it has become a threat to, I guess, sovereign currencies now. You know, we're seeing that in South America, where we've seen similar things happening in Nigeria. We saw the Turkish lira massively depreciate last week. And you look at the internet searches for Bitcoin when that went down, they skyrocketed. So look, Bitcoin is now absolutely a contender as a global currency, therefore a national currency. So yes, I mean, I do see, absolutely not in short, medium term, but maybe longer term, if we really do see a crash in the US dollar and a lot of people migrating to Bitcoin. You know, at the moment, it's very much an institutional play into a store of value, anti-inflationary. But imagine if your average citizen thought, I have no faith in the dollar anymore, I'm moving into Bitcoin. Then it becomes a scenario where, yeah, I think you definitely see governments stepping in to shake that up. So no additional fun from me on that particular headline. I don't want to put that out there, but to me, it's a very bullish headline in many ways.
I think some of our viewers from some of the places like Venezuela might have some input on that kind of stuff. You know, like a lot of the citizens of those countries have lost faith in the fiat systems, and they are going to crypto for that exact reason. These guys are the canaries in the coal mine.
Yeah.
They're like, it's a small country, or, you know, it's not really considered significant by like international standards, but this is important stuff that's happening in places like Venezuela. You know, like the currency is collapsing. People are looking for, you know, they don't want to lose all their money just through deflation. So they're looking at crypto. They're looking for different ways, right?
Yeah, I actually interviewed somebody from the MakerDAO Foundation based out of, she was Argentinian, but based out of Colombia. And it was fascinating to hear from her the amount of capital inflows that are coming into the DAI token. Not as the DAI token is pegged 1-to-1 with the US dollar, but it's created from crypto collateral. It's actually a really fascinating project. Unfortunately, my laptop died on me and I've lost that video, so I won't be posting it. But MakerDAO and the DAI token really impressed me, and it was incredible to hear how many people in South America are using that project. So, you know, if you are watching and you are from one of these countries, we'd love to hear from you, or even in the Discord. We've got a lot of you from.
We've got some comments here. They said that there's a crypto experiment going on in Venezuela already from Rui Diaz. I would like to hear more about that. Maybe put some details in there, Rui, if you're still there.
Which one, Rui? There's about 5,000 of them. I think we're actually going to have a look at the top 10 on CoinGecko shortly and figure out which ones we think will be there next year.
What's popular in Venezuela as far as cryptos go? Just Bitcoin or Ethereum? SLP? So
So what was the other story you wanted to share, Mr. Gonzo?
Very closely related to the stuff we were just talking about. So let me get that going here. Share screen. Share it. So the headline is Microsoft's Ion Digital ID network is live on Bitcoin, which, man, I'm just like, what the is going on here? So basically what Microsoft has done is they built a layer 2 solution similar to Lightning and similar to MetaMask, where basically any Microsoft product, you sign in with your, it's called DID network. You sign in with your ID. You don't need your passwords. You don't need your phone verification. It's similar, exactly the same as MetaMask, right? Like you sign in, verify that it's you with your private keys. You sign into your wallet, and then boom, you've got access to the Microsoft network. So it says that they've been working on this. The private beta has been going since 2020 of June, which is, I didn't hear anything about that.
I've been hearing about this for a long time, so I'm interested to see it back in the news.
Yeah.
When was this? Yesterday? The day
Mm,
before?
yeah, this was published yesterday, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is kind of like, man, this freaks me out. March 25th. Yeah, yesterday. You know, like you're hearing the news of like, man, Microsoft. I don't want fucking Microsoft controlling my identity. You know what I mean? Like, do you remember? Like, I don't know. I just for me, I don't like this news at all.
So, okay. This is actually the first I'm seeing of this. As I say, I have been hearing about it for a very long time, but
yeah, so it
this has gone live.
Yeah, name, age, store to your data off chain, and then you can run a node. There's an API. It's open source. People can start building on it. Are decentralized IDs the future? They sure are. But the question is who's going to control those IDs? Us or platforms like Microsoft? It's like the Big Brother.
Yeah, well, I mean, ID on the
nightmare scenario coming through.
It's a real holy grail, isn't it?
It's what?
It's very much a holy grail. I think it's going to solve a huge amount of problems from voting to to logging into everything. Do we want Microsoft to be our main provider, though?
Exactly. Get your vaccine, get your Microsoft ID, get your chip.
Are you seriously tying vaccines to Microsoft here?
What are you talking about? Bill Gates.
Oh, you one of the Bill Gates is the devil guys, are you?
You're saying that Bill Gates is not pushing vaccines, the owner of Microsoft.
Yeah, it is, but there is no bad agenda on doing that. It's just like being rational, obviously.
Okay.
Revenge of the
come
birds.
on.
Okay. You guys, you think what you want, but I don't see this ending well. Microsoft.
Which one of the many things?
Well,
exactly.
I mean, all these doomsday scenarios, like 2 years ago, people were talking about this and they were looked at as fucking crackpots. Now we're living in this world where all your liberties are taken away by the government under the guise of this virus, right? You got to check in everywhere. You got to have your IDs. You're going to need a vaccine passport to travel. This shit's happening. This is not a conspiracy. Like, yeah, I don't know. I'm crazy conspiracy crackpot guy, but the information is all there. It's all dunk, 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 dunk. Each piece is falling into place. And I mean, you can
but it's a temporary thing, because like that's the point. I can literally.
Oh, we've got into politics today. People, I love it. Okay, let's have a quick chat on this.
I mean, how can you get money and politics? How do you separate those?
That's fair. That's a valid point.
With Bitcoin, actually, it's the first time in human history that there is a monetary system separate from the state. Hope that answers your question.
But as long as like campaigns are actually like done and donators are actually supporting campaigners and so on, it doesn't matter if you're paying with Bitcoin or with fiat. You're still supporting the party that is going to have a majority of the money. That's the perfect example of the US system, for example. Yes, then you have like the other side, which is obviously done by countries like Singapore, where, there is one party that apparently is way too far behind, ahead than anything else. And obviously, like, it doesn't really matter what the other party is going to do. But majority of like the democratic system works in a way that you send money to the parties, and then the parties can like try to use the firepower in the best way that they can to convince as many people that they can to vote for them. That's exactly how it works. Like, it doesn't matter if it's Bitcoin, Monero, a privacy coin. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the money still goes in the pocket of politics. But
yes, what I meant by the separation of money and state with that Bitcoin comment, though, is it is completely separate, the monetary policy of it. But yeah, what you're saying is large holders of Bitcoin would still fund the government, and is that what you say?
Yeah, no. What I'm saying is that, like, at the end of the day, I agree, but that's the reason why conspiracy theory has some sort of like beginning point that makes sense, which is exactly that. Yes, what Jordan is mentioning is 100% true. We are controlled now, because it's true. We need to, and I'm seeing what's happening in Singapore. I need to scan the QR code every time that I enter and exit the place. When I'm in a bar, I need to have a Bluetooth app that is absolutely tracking specifically on which table I'm sitting on a restaurant, so that they can know exactly with who I am. So
Yep, that's why I left Singapore and came back to New Zealand after 20 years.
but that's my point on that. It's not that like I'm controlled because of like whatever. Is that like, you know, it's now eased up, which means that like things are going back to normal. Why did they do that? They did that, you know, for the protection of all the people and all the population. Now, where I disagree with the conspiracy theory is when, you know, they're doing this because of like some crazy bad evil plan and so on. Like, I disagree with that. Because the reason why they got to that point of doing that is because people, and I'm seeing that what happening in Italy, because I'm from a country that, whoa, we respect rules like nobody else.
You have a new government every couple of weeks, don't you, in Italy?
First of all, and second of all, even with the vaccine, guess what? We're going back to lockdown. Why are we going back to lockdown? Because people are still in that mentality of being like, oh, the virus is invisible. I'm not wearing a mask. I don't respect social distances. It's all a conspiracy theory. And guess what? Number of cases is still like super high compared to any other country. In a place like Singapore, where people don't question that, and that's not good, by the way, always, always, always question things, no matter what. But where people has done and respected the rules no matter what, we're now finally reopening up. The vaccine is being given to everybody. There is no microchip in the vaccine. When we're now finally start being like, ease it up, and we can finally go back to the office. You know, it's that point. If people just respect the rules, things would start working properly.
So, Mr. Gonzo, do you have an issue with actually getting the vaccine? Is it a flat out no for you, or?
I don't want it. I do not want. I'm gonna have to live in Thailand the rest of my life.
Hey, at least it's a nice country.
I'll come and visit you, mate.
There's worse situations.
Yeah,
I'm not keen on getting it, to tell you the truth. You know, so we'll delay that as long as possible and see what happens. But you know, there's pushes everywhere. You know, with these programs in Canada, everybody's doing it, and you know, there's protests there in Canada. I just saw like they're like, no, we don't want the vaccine, and people are like standing up and like saying like it's our choice, you know, if you want to get it or not. And so, excuse me.
You are watching a crypto show, people, and I do think this chat is all very, very relevant to especially what Bitcoin is for me. It's the first time that we do have a monetary system that is separate from the state. It might not look like that right now, and probably will look even less like that in the future, given the amount of institutional investment and the regulation that clearly will be attached to it. But the simple fact does remain that it is unconfiscatable, it is uncensorable, and with the new central bank digital currencies that are going to become a reality of all of our lives in the very near future, we potentially face a very, very similar structure to what we currently see in China, where there will be a huge amount of control over your personal freedoms, liberties, movement. You definitely, in that scenario, can operate in a parallel universe in many, many ways if you are holding Bitcoin and potentially other cryptocurrencies, some of which may even surpass Bitcoin in their utility for the scenario that I'm talking about. So, look, it is another use case. Yes, we all love to watch number go up, but you know, I've spent 5 years of my life telling people what Bitcoin really does bring to us. And yeah, if you've been watching this show, probably haven't really covered a lot of that content extensively for quite a while, mainly because what's happening outside of Bitcoin is so amazing to me. And these two guys here have really opened my eyes to all the other wonderful things happening in the space outside of Bitcoin. So we're going to touch on a few other projects that we like today. But maybe on that note, Mr. Gonzo, could you bring up our project review screen? We'll just have a very quick look at the other projects that have in many ways supported this channel. Okay. They have made donations to us. We do tell you how much those amounts were and what we do with the projects. So it's all open book.
We don't want to go over the other pieces of news, or we do that later.
I suppose I am sort of darting around a wee bit here, aren't I? Yeah, no, we'll stick with the news first. If you want to share something there.
Okay, this is an interesting one. Our man, champion of the NFTs, Mr. Beeple. He's
no, I'm not gonna boo-hoo him.
Yeah, no,
I'm not at all gonna do that.
People sold out.
I heard he bought hard forking coin on
Big Cloud.
What's the hell was that damn thing called we looked at yesterday?
The Bit Cloud or
So our man Beeple, he got paid $53 million for his Christie's auction, and then he promptly liquidated it into US dollars. So I was making a joke. I'm like, is this the new pizza guy, like Laszlo? He sold, in 2 years from now, he could have been a billionaire, but instead he's only a millionaire. But so, like a lot of the crypto Twitter, talking heads are all jumping on him saying, oh, what the fuck? This is bad for Ethereum. This is bad for NFTs. This is a top call, right? And I can see kind of what they're saying, but at the same time, like this is Buddy's 13 years of work, like all culminating into this one payday. So fair enough. He sold out, I doubt and then the article is quoting him as saying like, I'm not really into crypto all that much, but if crypto goes away, I'm going to still be doing the same thing. So he's just trying to take advantage of the situation, and you got to jump on those opportunities. I mean, you don't know the situation, Maybe
look, he may be waiting for some of the fun surrounding Ethereum at the moment to dissipate and then picking up another bag at a better price. I don't know, but
Can I say a couple of things that like people don't realize that like he sold a piece of art publicly, which means that on those 53 million, he has to pay taxes.
Yeah.
Like, when you are making that amount of money, now the guy is in the US, so I'm not 100% sure on like all the tax bracket and like all the system and so on. But let's assume that it's like a flat 20%, something like that. The guy will own millions of dollars to the IRS. Like, number one. Number two, his entire point is literally like on being on the fact of like, I love what I'm doing. I love my job. I don't care if it's crypto or not. And is really showing like so much passion coming out on that is amazing for like his job. And number three is also like the point that we mentioned a tons of times, which is a bubble. Why is highlighting that as being a bubble, as being a fair point? Because he enters as the number 3 most paid artist, the work of a living artist ever.
Only 3?
Like, it's top 3, yes.
Who's above?
I don't know who is number 2 or number 1. That's
Johnny Gonzo with all the NFTs that he sold this year.
Yet.
I think.
Not yet.
No, but like people don't realize one thing, like when you have the IRS that knocks your door and you're like, or your accountant that is like, dude, you're gonna have to pay $20 million in tax, and you're like,
so public too, right? There's not like it's like a download deal. It's like fucking headlines everywhere, right?
And then people are
can I just quickly make a very quick statement on that just point you've just raised there. Obviously, once again, I'm not here to give financial advice or tell you how to avoid tax, but acquiring Bitcoin, whether you win it on our show, earn it, or buy it directly off somebody is absolutely the best way to acquire any crypto, people, because you really are your own bankman. If you're buying it on Coinbase or an exchange and going through the KYC process, I mean, there's that record. So look, the more crypto you acquire through the means I've just mentioned, the better. I'm not saying you shouldn't pay your tax, but it does put you in a position of control of that asset far in excess of buying it on an exchange, and especially leaving it there, which then also opens you up to to the hacks or a government coming in and freezing the assets of exchanges. I don't actually think we're likely to see too much of that. I see FATFA, which is the highest sort of world body for enforcing financial law. They effectively pass their advice, which is pretty much always adhered to, down to the likes of the FinCEN, which is the American body. Binance have actually hired some ex people from that organization onto their advisory board recently, I see. So looking to legitimize themselves in the eyes of people with the big stick with regards to financial law and enforcement there from our man CZ. Other news. Elon Musk. Bitcoin was in free fall there the other day. Elon tweeted out again, the price shot back up, come back a bit. So Elon, we know you're watching. More tweets, please.
We need more tweets.
The news was that you could buy your Tesla. It's enabled now with Bitcoin, which is smart. I mean,
and the major news was that Tesla would not be converting that Bitcoin back into cash. Now, just to explain why, as a previous Bitcoin maximalist, still a maximalist with a small m, but why I love that is obviously this channel is called Hard Forking. That came about through just the fun and games that happened during the Bitcoin hard fork back in 2017 or leading up to it. Now, that argument there was obviously people wanting to use Bitcoin as a form of payment. The other side was saying, no, we want to keep the block size small, which really gave the network very little utility, and still remains the case, other than this wonderful store of value, this digital gold, which absolutely that's the narrative that has clearly emerged now. I probably didn't see that narrative as strongly back in 2016 when all the hard fork chat began. But effectively what Elon Musk is saying there, that really plays into the whole mindset of those people that wanted Bitcoin's block size to stay small, not to be used as a form of payment, because if you're using it as a form of payment, it's how's the price really going up in that sort of scenario? In fact, it could go down where you have people just liquidating back into a fiat. So if Tesla were effectively taking your Bitcoin and then just immediately dumping it into cash, as Beeple has just done with Ethereum, that doesn't exactly create more or a shortage of supply, which increases the price, which is what we're currently seeing with Bitcoin. So I hope that sort of explains why I think that Tesla news is a definite round of applause from me.
Nice, good balance there, right? We've got people dumping and we got Tesla going all in almost, so there's the good and the bad side. So I think, they're completely different situations, but I mean,
yeah, because we still don't know how many ETH there are, and I'll probably get Stefano to explain that once again to us.
Do you have 32 ETH? Because if you don't, I'm not explaining anything anymore.
Hey guys, I want to give a shout out to the chat because we've got.
Yeah, let's do a few shout outs, see if there's any questions.
We have 107 viewing right now, and we have 103 likes. That's pretty awesome. Like you look at most live streams, and the people watching never equals the likes, and we're almost 1 for 1. So that's amazing. Good job.
You like us. Thank you.
Because you guys don't know this, but this morning we woke up on a rant from Mr. Sean, the boomer of the chat, that is like, oh, the video that we just posted is shit. And we were like, but it was nice. And Sean is like, no, we didn't have enough likes, enough conversion, enough this or that. I'm unhappy now.
No.
So thank you to anybody in the chat.
Because it means 2 subscribers on the last video I did with you clowns.
Thank you to the chat right now, because it means that once we're offline, Sean is gonna be less moony and text us again and be like, good job guys, it was obviously just 2 guys that unsubscribed that were not very good, but it's okay, we're doing a good job overall. Thank you, chat. You're saving us a lot of grill and beef later on. What? What did he say? Sorry.
Thank you for that.
Just an underhanded dig, probably not worth repeating.
Yeah.
Hey, so
all right,
I can still watch the repeat because I'm not the channel later on.
Smash those likes, people.
Hey, so on that note, Sean, we've got the little bit of a Discord thing going. I put a challenge up to our community. If we can hit 8,000 likes on hard forking, I have 1,000 SLP that I'm going to share amongst the community, split up in a couple different prizes. So if you're watching, get your friends on, get them to subscribe, because once we hit 8,000, there's going to be a nice little SLP prize.
Oh, you took out the subscribers?
Yep. So when we started that challenge, we were at 759, and we're now up to 769 followers. So that's going good. Almost at 77, only 300 more subscribers. We're gonna have a little bit of an SLP party. So awesome. Some shout outs out here. We got who do we got? Fernando, one of our awesome scholars, is going. Tolitz Salvador, shout out to you. Maana Della Pena, Daisy. We got Ken Lung going. Madeline Ramirez. Everybody's doing great. Limer, Cabaluna, Lorenza Baba, Yaki's So Bad, Charles Kirby, Rio Diaz, Errol Megan Manayaga. Sorry if I'm butchering your names, guys, but we appreciate you all. Try to get to as many as possible. So good job, everybody. Thanks. Thank you.
I see George Urban there as well, and I definitely want to give a shout out to George, because I have been noticing the last few weeks, George just absolutely plastered the thumbnail all over Facebook for us. He's nice. In all of these live chats. So George, great to have you here. We appreciate your involvement.
Oh, we had a request.
And on that note, I just want to reiterate, people, we are going to be giving, obviously we're going to be doing these live weekly shows where we do give away AXIE scholarships, tokens from the projects we really like. But also there is that monthly prize, which, believe me, will massively eclipse anything we're giving away on the daily shows. And that will be done purely on merit. People that we see helping out the community, answering other people's questions, sharing the content around, and generally just being a great hard forker.
Just to let you know, neither me or Jordan knows what the monthly price is. This is all coming out from Sean. So cool.
It's gonna be a bag of tokens from projects. Do you consider Ethereum a shitcoin, Stefano?
No.
Then we'll put some Ethereum in there as well. Do you consider Bitcoin to be a shitcoin?
Huh?
Is Bitcoin a shitcoin? Ooh. There will be some BTC. There will be some ETH in there as well, and a fuck ton of shitcoins.
Nice.
Okay. DMG pump.
Hey, Sean, we had a request in the Discord about maybe doing the live stream at a slightly different time, because our European friends have a really tough time making this time slot, right? Maybe we can think about that.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Maybe we can do, maybe just drop the recorded show and do two live streams at very different times, so that because I do get that. Mr. Gonzo had me up this morning while it was still dark to be doing videos with people. Where were they? They were in Russia or somewhere, I think.
Canada and Russia. Yeah, time zone tag, man.
Still recovering.
Like 2 a.m. for me. It was like 6 a.m. for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. No, I have been thinking about that, because it is a bit of a bugger. So maybe we'll split it up, do two live shows. But let us know whether you like the sort of live content, people. Whether it's too long, what you want to hear us. The point of doing this is that we can actually chat to you while we're doing it. We're here to help you. We understand a lot of you are newbies, so please ask us your questions.
Rui Diaz, he's hardcore, man. 445. He's in Portugal right now. So we got some Europe represent. Nice. Thank you. That was from Crypto Wizard, actually. In Discord, he requested the European time zone.
Okay.
We got a
okay. Well, we will look to do 2 shows. So we do sort of open up the ability because obviously we give away the prizes in the live stream, so it does seem a bit rough on people that can't make it.
So for the giveaway, sorry, one thing. If you didn't see, if you're not part of Discord, how do you enter the giveaways today? Because I'm not gonna write, copy and paste all the names in the chat and so on. Make sure to click on the link that there is on the top of the chat, the one with the Discord. So join the Discord. Once on Discord, on the channel, offers and giveaways. There are 3 giveaways from the bot. Make sure to like all 3 to enter all 3 giveaways. And at one point, I'm just gonna like end them manually, and automatically there is gonna be like the winner and so on. So if you want to enter, make sure to click on the 3 icons on the offers and giveaway channel on Discord. Otherwise, you're not gonna be considered.
Okay. Do we want to let people know when we're going to give away the first prize? Maybe 10 minutes or so?
Yeah, let's do it soon.
Okay.
Sure.
10 minutes, people. We're going to give away the first prize. So hit the likes. So for the next 10 minutes, something I actually did with Stefano a few weeks ago, and I was kind of kicking myself that we didn't just record it, because I brought up, hang on a minute here. Am I sharing my screen?
Why am I being brought into conversations that?
Well, no, I just had a very amusing afternoon with you one day where we brought up the coin Gecko, and you literally went through the top 100 coins and told me what was a total load of garbage and what you thought was good. So I don't know that people want to see us go through 100 coins here. So I thought we'd do a shortened version of that and look at what is currently in the top 10.
Oh.
And will it be in the top 10? Actually, I was going to say in a year, but let's say 6 months from now.
Okay.
I want to hear what you guys think will be in the top 10 in 6 months' time. How will this picture look different? So starting at the top, we'll let you whip through it first, Stefano. Go through these top 10 coins, which will still be there in 6 months.
6 months is not a long time. I think that in 6 months, it's going to be like pretty much the same. Maybe
Really?
Litecoin is going to be the only one to go out. 6 months is not a long time.
Okay, well, let's make it a year. Let's make it a year then.
If we make it a year, well, Bitcoin is definitely going to remain there. I don't see it being flipped anytime soon by Ethereum. And yes, I do believe that Ethereum is going to, at some point in the future, like 4, 5, 6 years, 10 years from now, whatever it's going to be like, I have no idea about the timeline. But I do believe that eventually Ethereum, it's going to flip Bitcoin in terms of on market cap.
I agree.
Bitcoin is definitely going to stay there. Tether, with the fact that they paid in New York, and they're kind of like seems to be out of danger at the moment. I don't see them being removed from top 10 anytime soon. Potentially,
Can I just ask you a quick question about Tether, you guys? I'm not sure if either of you know this. So let's say you're in a USDT pair on an exchange, and let's just hypothetically say all of a sudden the shit hit the fan with Tether. They couldn't prove their reserves. I believe they have to do it every 3 months now. How does that scenario potentially, I mean, if you're trading that pair, would they have any impact on your ability just to move your Bitcoin that you put onto that exchange, or whatever coin, out, if all of a sudden you were in a Tether pair as opposed to, say, USD or BNB or whatever? Would there be any, could you get screwed there is what I'm asking, if all of a sudden Tether was like, nah, sorry, game over?
Yeah, of course you can be screwed. Is exactly in the same way. If Tether turns out that doesn't have the reserve, then the value of Tether, instead of being $1, would actually be 10 cents. It's the same thing if you're trading in Forex, a pair with like USD dollars and the Argentina pesos, for example, that is doing default every 6 months, I think, or every year or something like that. Is exactly the same thing. Your value
has happened before where Tether has dumped, right? Like it loses 5% or whatever, which is hugely drastic for a stable coin. But if that catastrophic news comes, I mean, I'm sure it would just dump to zero. I don't know. It's hard to say how it would be affected. And like, if there would be a warning, right? Would the exchanges be like, okay, we're delisting Tether, get out of it? Or if they're just going to like, okay, delisted, everybody's liquidated. Like, who knows how it would play out, right? There's so many variables there.
I ultimately think we will see the stable coins issued by, well-known financial institutions playing it in this crypto space. I mean, we are, in fact, we are seeing that now.
Of course we are. I mean, like Singapore is already having that the stable SGD with the MSA, the Monetary Authority of Singapore. So, you know, yes, Singapore is a tiny little island of 5 million people, but you know, 100% is going to happen for sure.
So will Tether be in the top 10 next year? Will be replaced
Tether is
by more
enormous.
reliable stablecoin.
I think that it will remain there. Tether is like currently running on a tons of like layer 2 and side chains. It's the stable coin used for everything, basically. In every single centralized exchange at this point, there is a pair on USDT. Yeah. Like I don't see that going anywhere in 1 year time, to be honest.
Yeah, very much entrenched in the space. I think it began its days out of Bitfinex, I believe. It was really just created to enable effectively Bitcoin trading for you to come in and out of a position. And then it was really just used between, I believe, Kraken and Bitfinex to create a more, not stable price, but what's the word I'm looking for? A more accurate price of Bitcoin across exchanges. Say, short history of Tether there for you. People moving on, Stefano. Binance coin. Will that be in the top 10 next year?
Unfortunately, yes. And I lied the unfortunately, but you know, it's a hunt. It's for sure going to be there.
Okay,
I don't see.
In the top 10, we can vote on what's most overvalued.
Yeah, well, there we are.
Will it retire to a Caribbean beach with EOS?
There we are. No, I don't see Cardano being top 10 in a year time. I think that the FOMO is finally gonna like kick in. People are gonna finally stop being like, but smart contracts are coming, but it's being used, but this and that. I think that in 1 year time, people are gonna realize that it's gonna end up like EOS and Tron and all the others. Basically, I buy the FOMO now. I understand why so many people and newcomers are like seeing Cardano as like, oh my God, he's gonna like going crazy. Plus there is also the thing that, you know, there are some YouTubers that are like very heavily involved in Cardano. So the shilling is like crazy. You know, no smart contract, you're not gonna be in top 10. I don't see that happening in any possible way.
Okay.
I would be pretty disappointed if that is still gonna be the case.
Mr. Gonzo, do you agree with those top 5 calls from Stefano so far before we move into the next 5?
Well, I mean, I think Binance chain is going to stay there around that area. Cardano, to me, doesn't even belong in the top 50, but it's just me.
Okay.
Totally overvalued. You know, there'll probably be something that we totally don't even expect to be in the top 5 this time next year, like that dark horse, you know, like just out of nowhere it'll catch on.
Well, that's Cardano at the moment, isn't it?
Well, exactly.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
You can go to the time snapshots on CoinMarketCap for every 6 months, and they'll be like, "What? That coin was in the top 10?" You know, and at the time, it just seems like, yeah, it's supposed to be there because there's so much hype around it. But then when you look back at it over time, you're like, oh, really? That was in there? Why? You know,
yeah.
Kind of time.
I hear you. Okay, next five. Let's keep this moving because people want to win prizes.
Yes, man.
Polkadot.
I think Polkadot, Cardano, yes. Binance Chain, those 3, they're kind of like, there will be real liquid moving around in there. Well, Cardano will move down. Polkadot should move up. XRP should move down, out. Theta, again, is just another one, is totally hype at the moment. It's, what is it, 50% over the last 7 days? Holy shit. Right? And Litecoin can just wither and die. So, I mean, we're seeing them move down. Well, no, I mean, XRP, Litecoin, used to be BSC and BCH and all that shit. No, sorry, not the Bitcoin hard forks. They were entrenched in the top 10. They're finally gone. Thank God. Yeah. Now we got to take care of XRP and Litecoin.
I agree. I do think that like if we continue like Polkadot, it's a big question mark.
Yeah,
Polkadot has like all the potential, can really turn out to be absolutely amazing, but they're not there yet. You know, they're still like in that phase of like testing, beta, and so on. So I like Polkadot. I said that many times. But right now, it's kind of like having that, you know, that basketball players like that Michael Jordan, the LeBron James, that comes out from college and it's the first year in NBA and everybody is like, okay, rookie season, everybody's super high expectation because the numbers are crazy. But, you know, sometimes you might actually have a bust.
Now you got to stand and deliver, baby.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing.
Very good analogy. With you, I think we had somebody from that project on just as it launched. And
oh yeah, shout out to Edward. Absolutely, like absolutely. That guy is amazing.
I actually follow. He's got a blockchain gaming channel, hasn't he? That I've been watching lately. It's very good.
Decentralized. Yeah, Decentralized Gaming Alliance.
If you're into gaming, check out that channel.
What do you guys think about beta?
What? Sorry, give him a shout out, Stefano. What was the channel called again?
So the Discord, it's called the Decentralized Gaming Association. You can find them also on Twitter. Really shout out to Edward. Everything that I know about Polkadot and the Polkadot ecosystem, it's thanks to that guy. That guy has been like absolutely an amazing mentor to me about like everything that Polkadot is doing.
Yeah, we should get him back on the show, actually. I enjoyed that chat with him.
Yes, and now also he joined and is part of the 9 Chronicle team, which is like one of the game that I shout out a lot on Twitter, like even on videos and so on. It's a South Korean game, and it's a solid, fully decentralized game as well. So yeah, Edward is doing like a lot for the community. Those are like the brains and the people that we need in the space, not like wannabes calling Ethereum doesn't have network effect. Oh, we can bypass that in 2 seconds. You know, everybody picks their cards, I guess. So
okay, so that was what we think might change or
XRP
from the top 10.
Yeah.
What
XRP
any wild cards to come in, guys?
Can you scroll down to the next 10, Sean?
That's the thing, because you have USDC on the next one, which potentially could increase more because USDC is being in adoption as being pretty good, and with the public sales of Coinbase, that's going to be like an interesting one. Chainlink, I don't think that we need to talk about that because me and you, Johnny, we have very different ideas on that.
Chainlink
for Jordan, can
5.
be in top 3 basically.
Yeah. I'm hearing about projects now that are incorporating effectively what Chainlink does as an oracle at a protocol level. So you know, there's a lot of innovation happening in the space.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and look, I don't know on Chainlink, so I'm just going to stay zip on it, even though I could be the deciding vote because I know you're not a great fan, Stefano, whereas Mr.
No, that's the thing.
The T-shirt.
I know that like with Chainlink, I always need to be careful because I know that it comes across like if I'm not a fan. I actually am a fan of Chainlink. I love what they're doing. It's essential for the industry what they are doing. But I do not believe that Chainlink deserve a top 10 spot because the use case, to me at least, it's super important, but it's not like that disruption things of like, you know, a use case like a stable coin like Tether as a technical level is way less complicated than Chainlink. But as an economical matter, I do believe that it's bigger. Like in terms of size, that's my point on that. I have a very different point of view on Chainlink, but I love Chainlink. Don't take me wrong.
Yeah,
oracles are you remove oracles from blockchain. Tons. DeFi cannot exist without oracles.
Yeah,
just to keep something like, you know, it's 100% deserve to be in that spot. But if I'm thinking about like all the different use cases and so on that we can have, now, do I believe that Chainlink deserve to be higher than Tether? If I'm looking at the use cases, yes, I do think that like overall there is a little bit more importance on something like Chainlink. But do I see Chainlink bypassing something like, you know, Polkadot, for example, or, you know, an entire ecosystem at that point? No, I don't see that happening. And I do believe that we're going to start seeing more and more models that are very, very specific on like, you know, ecosystems of like on a large scale, an enormous thing. Right now, we're talking on market caps that are like $1 trillion. And, you know, we're starting approaching like Bitcoin, the first that achieve $1 trillion in market cap and so on. If we're thinking about like a global economy scales in the long run, 15, 20 years from now, those type of things, we're going to talk about like quadrillions. If I'm thinking of those type of things, derivatives, futures, you know, all of those things, do I believe that oracles can achieve those type of markets? No, but not because like, you know, I don't believe in the project and so on, but because like if I'm putting that into perspective, I don't.
I hear what you're saying.
Exactly.
The growth potential. You can say the same about Theta or Theta.
Yeah, exactly the same thing. You know, you can achieve like something like Twitch. Can you do that? Yeah, of course you can. You're competing in that market. Can you go after something like YouTube? Yes, of course you can achieve that. But, you know, is that a $1 quadrillion market cap potential? Is that something that like in 20 years is going to be on that level, that is going to be in top 10? No. Does that mean that I don't like Theta as a project? I love it. It's amazing. I love streaming. I stream. Like, of course I'm pro something like that. But then when I need to be realistic on things like that, I cannot see that being there in the long run. In a year from now, yeah, of course. Can Chainlink be in top 10 in a year from now? Yeah. Absolutely, yes.
Okay, any wild cards for any mad predictions for a top 10 that might not be on people's radars at the moment? Got a long shot for us?
Dogecoin.
Yeah, Doge is at 17.
I'm leaving crypto if Dogecoin's in the top 10 next year.
We will Doge in top 10. Let me see what we have. The interesting Filecoin, I don't think is going to.
You know what's interesting is there's almost what's the first DeFi project there? Aave at 21. Yeah. There's no DeFis in the top. Well, I mean, Chainlink is a
well,
DeFi.
There is Uni, obviously. There is Uni. Right. There is Chainlink.
True. But I mean,
bought some Uni yesterday.
Oh,
good for you.
Interesting.
Yeah. We discussed your emotional issues with it, Jordan, and for the exact same reason.
Both.
I've actually bought it. I just think it's a fantastic project. I'm fully into the whole decentralization of the space. I think I don't see it doing a 10x. So is my capital deployed wisely right now, investing in it? Maybe not. But holding this for long term, yeah, I got to have some. So very disappointed I had to sell it at $8 and I bought it back at, what is it, 27 something now. But that's what I did.
Here are a couple of wild cards to me. Number one, and this is only like in doomsday case scenario, but we spoke about this in the past. Monero.
Yep. Totally.
If we got in a situation where like shit hits the fan, Monero goes in top 10, 100%.
Yep.
Sure thing. But is shit gonna hit the fan? I don't know. Jordan says yes, obviously. I say no, but you know.
Well, I mean, okay, we kind of just shit on Litecoin there, and I've never really taken much notice of Litecoin, but coming from sort of that Bitcoin crowd, I'm seeing some of the sort of privacy innovation that some members of the Bitcoin community wanted to implement into Bitcoin, maybe happening in Litecoin. So for the very reason that you've just called out, Monero, Litecoin may start playing that game as well. I mean, that sort of brings us into the area of the dashes and so forth.
Yeah, but they're not there yet. Dash migrate away from private.
They got rid of it. Yes.
Yeah, right? Exactly because the adoption was not going well. Dash did exactly opposite. Instead of being from private, you're saying the Litecoin goes from like adoption, very cheap on payments.
Look, okay, not well researched there on my part. Effectively, what I'm just agreeing with you that yes, something that's super privacy centric, whether it's Pirate Chain or Masari or many of these other projects out there that people probably haven't heard of. Yeah, they could have their day.
Yeah, it's just that I cannot see I mean, if Pirate Chain get in top 10, we quit everything that we're doing because, like, our bag is going to be worth like, I don't know at that point, but
we'll probably be arrested for talking about crypto if we're getting into that sort of realm anyway.
That's true, but I could potentially see Monero go in there because Monero is already like in 25, you know. We have like a couple of examples of like some countries start being like very, very negative. We got like a completely huge twist of like, you know, really doomsday case scenario. Like Europe goes super against cryptos. The US goes crazy. Big Brother scenario, like really goes like crazy nuts.
And hey, I think it's naive not to think that's not on the table. And I'm sure there's people in this stream watching that are maybe in countries where it's already the case.
You know, that could be an option. That is number one, that I would say that like it might potentially happen, be a wild card. And the other one, and a lot of people would not be surprised about this coming from me, Engine Coin.
Well, yes, interesting. And I wanted to it's good you've brought that up because I do have a couple of questions. Now, obviously you flagged the Rev token a few weeks ago on this.
Speaking of the Rev token, for anybody, today there is the sales of the MotoGP cards. So if you have some Rev token and you're into that,
oh, look at what Rev's done. 50, it's pumped.
Because, you know,
now this is my question, because obviously I went and acquired some of this. We actually had it as our coin of the week on the trading show, purely based on how the technicals and how the chart was looking. I noticed that a huge amount of YouTubers yesterday were calling out Rev token as one to get into. I guess the question I wanted to ask you is, obviously I'm holding some Rev token. Everyone knows that. Now looking at sort of volume, market cap, now you're talking about Engine. I just wanted to get your thoughts on how big sort of the growth, because this is just one game. It's not like VO. It's not a blockchain.
No, there are two protocol.
Games. Can you scroll up, John, so we can see the top? Can you scroll up so we can see the top?
First is Engine. Second is the Decentraland. Then you have Flow, Sand. I mean, like, look at that for a second. So Engine, ecosystem. Decentraland is one thing that potentially is trying to become an ecosystem. Flow is CryptoKitties, NBA Drop Shot, and so on. They have a tough time. They are one of the things that I would say that will go out because they're kind of having like a hot potato in the hands right now with NBA Drop Shot. They're not handling everything too well. It's kind of a mess. The Sandbox, that's another enormous question mark. Yes, it's very cool, but let's be honest. The Sandbox did not launch season 1 yet.
Okay, quick question. I believe that Amoka Brands are behind the Sandbox, which also is Rev. Is that correct?
Yes. Well, they're one of the partner. Yes, they are. So
Sand is the platform. Rev is an application.
No, they're two completely different things. The Sandbox is like Decentraland, where you can own your land and you can create games in your land, and they're gonna have like mechanics like play to earn and so on. The Rev token is an ecosystem for racing games.
Yep,
they're very separate things. So you mentioned like Rev is only one game. It's not true. They have the F1 Delta Time,
MotoGP, yeah.
The MotoGP, which it goes like on public sales today, and then sooner or later they're gonna have like the Formula E as well because they have a license for that as well. But that's the ecosystem. The ecosystem is just like for racing.
So how, in your opinion, what could this token do? I mean, the chart is, it's just broken an all-time high. Literally, while we've been making the show, it's up above 50. I'm actually tempted to pick up some more of it, but what metrics would you look at from a fundamental point of view to make an assessment of that token or any gaming token?
Well, I literally say that to the previous video. That is like, if you're following what happens in these things, you know what is going to happen. They have one game that is live. They have a public sales for their second game. What do you think is going to happen to the value of the token that week?
Going up.
Bingo. Do I need to call it out in technical analysis to know that? No, I don't, because I follow the community. But it goes back to exactly the same thing that I always say. If you get a token about like, especially in gaming, but especially like in DeFi gaming, like a real utility token. If you get a utility token and you don't use it, then then exit those positions at one point once you get your return. Because in the long run, you're not going to be on top of what is happening in that community. You're not going to know what really that token is developing and so on. Gala is one of the most complicated things to me, because Gala is in this, to give you like an example of another token. So Gala has a lot to prove. Right now they have only one game available. They're destroying metrics on like sales and everything. I consider so many times in the past 6 months to buy a node over there, and I never done that. Because to me, and I'm going to say something that is going to upset a lot of people, unfortunately, but to me, is overpriced. And the reason why it's overpriced is that right now, tons of people are talking about how you make back your ROI in a month from running a node on Gala. But before there was the bull run, so switch on last year, Q4, when, you know, prices were moving, but it was not crazy and so on, your return of investment of a node was 5 years. Now, what changed in the 3 month for Gala games, in those like 3 months that it became from 5 years to do an ROI to actually 1 month? Nothing. That's the problem. That's why I'm like, now we're oversold on this. I can't enter at this point.
Overbought,
I'm going to wait. But how do you know things like this?
Sorry, I overbought, Stefano, you were saying.
I'm sorry. I was saying that like to me now is overpriced, because now there was no real news coming out from like doing ROI in 5 years, from 5 years to a month. It's just that the price skyrocket like anything else skyrocket.
Yeah.
So my point on that is that like, am I still following that project? Yes. Do I want to enter the project at one point? Yes, because the tokenomics, I love it. You run a node, you get the token, plus you enter a constant daily raffle to win NFTs. How cool is that? Like, it's amazing. But nothing new is coming up. It's just like announcement of announcement of announcement, hype on hype on hype. Now you have to deliver, man. If I don't see the deliver, I'm not entering something like that. It's too high of a risk.
Yeah. I don't think too many people know the gaming space as well as you. So while we're here, is there anything else you want to and we're hang in there, people. We are going to give away this prize. It's going to be a good segue because we'll have a look at AXS and SLP while we're doing this. But looking at this NFT list, guys, anything else you think the audience should know about, good or bad?
So Engine, let me just like go through them very, very quickly. Engine is gonna launch like on April 6th, their JumpNet testnet, which is like the layer 2. So games on the Engine ecosystem are gonna start migrating over there. I'm bullish. I'm 100% bullish. I love the Engine community. I love the games that are there. It's absolutely fabulous, like really. Decentraland, I mentioned that before, and I'm happy to see like that correction happening, because I say that like at $1, in my opinion, was too high. Now is going down. As a project, Decentraland is fucking awesome. It's absolutely amazing. But is it worth 1 billion when you have like 200-300 players online? I can't see that. They have to deliver. The numbers are not there. That's what we were mentioning many times. So being like, are we in a bubble or not right now? Decentraland, beautiful project, absolutely amazing. As soon as you try to do something that has like 500 online players, it's impossible to use that. How can you have a system that can handle only less than 500 people at the same time that is worth $1 billion?
Let's ask Ethereum. It's a very similar situation.
But there is a little bit of a different point on that.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I think one of the reasons that Decentraland is so like valued the way it is because of the infrastructure and the funding behind it. You know what I mean? Like they're waiting for the adoption. They're waiting for that big hit game to drive in a bunch more people. But like, there's so many different things doing so many cool.
I think that is just the code that is written in a bad way.
Well, there you go. Then that's hindering adoption, you think? Or is it because they don't have that like that hype, that one single thing where everybody's like, oh, I'm going to Decentraland for this? Right?
No, I think that like Decentraland is beautiful. Like there are literally you have events every single day. I do spend a lot of time on Decentraland because it's actually nice. Now I know that I'm a weirdo, but don't take me wrong on this. Not a lot of people would enjoy like going with their literal virtual avatar on like on a virtual world and like seeing things and so on. But it's cool. I'm actually having a lot of fun on doing things like that. And it's always populating on like events. You get hard things, but you also get like job. There are literally job show on like people or companies hiring employees via Decentraland now. How crazy it is. Like, it's super cool. The problem is that now the blockchain part, I'm all in for that. It's the same problem as like on Ethereum and so on, which is like a new technology and everything. But the back end, you know, like your character doing X, Epsilon, and Z on Decentraland, that is not registered on the blockchain. That goes to a centralized server. That is a technology that is available already for like 30, 40 years at this point. It's true. I buy what you're saying. Like, you know, you're first creating that, you wait for like the adoption to come in place and so on. Cool. Now you have that adoption. Where is the infrastructure coming in place? Yes, I love the fact that they're having like game jams all the time, that you design new pieces of land, you win prizes and so on. Take some of those treasure coins that you have that is worth literally millions of dollars and build a proper backend to allow that scalability to come in place. Build that ecosystem. Look at what Engine is doing on that. The ecosystem. That's the point.
Okay.
And Decentraland is failing in that.
Big thumbs up for Engine. And
let's give some stuff away.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Let's do that.
Let's do that.
Let's do it. Let's give it away. Give it away.
Now,
Give it away. Give it away
coming
now.
up. And then we'll come back to this NFT list after the first prize, because
there is the option that I might completely screw up everything and have the result of all 3 giveaways.
Okay.
In one shot. But let's hope that that's not going to be the case. Let me see.
So we're giving away an AXIE scholarship first up.
Let's do
Are we?
it. Yeah.
The speech violence is giving the current shot. Ah. Okay, wait.
Try and give away an AXIE scholarship.
We're gonna try. I might completely screw up on this.
Don't.
Like, I might completely screw up. I have only one chance, obviously. So hopefully it's gonna be good. So we're gonna end the first one, which is the scholarship, right?
Yep.
Is everybody hyped for that? Oh man, I'm gonna like completely screw this up. Okay, I think I'm there. Who wants to do the countdown?
Mr. Gonzo, as the scholarship giver, is it you? Is it one of your teams?
Yeah, I get
The both of them are.
Oh, both of them. Okay, well you do the countdown.
Okay, ready, guys. Who wants to win a scholarship? Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The winner is.
It's not a valid message ID. Try running without an ID.
That's the best crypto name I've ever heard. Are they in the live chat?
Can you share that, Stefano?
To use the most, try running without an ID to use the most recent giveaway in the channel. No, I don't want to use the most recent giveaway in the channel. That's like the $100 Kai. Okay, let me try again. Failed. It didn't work. Sorry. Copy ID. I'm gonna use this. I think I got it. Let's try again. Come on. Sorry. Let's do it. Sorry, I never done that before. I set them up, but I don't know how to end them. Copy ID. Okay, let's do like this. Paste. Go. New countdown.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The winner is. Don't we have a
Yes, it worked. Telesim.
Telesim? That came up in the Discord. So everybody can
Yeah, it's there.
Okay.
It's there. Congratulations, Telesim. You won the Johnny First AXIE scholarship. Obviously, my English of Johnny First scholarship, AXIE, whatever. So who is Telesim? Do we have Telesim in the chat?
Tell us Salvador. Is that the person?
Telesim. Me.
Me. Okay.
Oh,
There you have it.
nice
Awesome.
profile pic. Is that actually you?
Really? Johnny Gonzo? Really? You're married with children.
Hey, well, you know, we got to have some transparency here. We don't want.
Okay, but Telesim is actually in the chat. She replied if the image is correct. So congratulations, you got the first scholarship.
Woohoo! All right, congrats.
And by the way, I wanna say
somebody
that I
did
won.
ask, could we see the list? I'm sort of, this is the first time we're doing it this way. I just want to make sure everyone's comfortable that we're not just picking somebody we know, etc. here. How are we sort of proving this is completely random?
If you go
It's
in
on
the
Discord.
in the
Put it on
offer and
Discord.
giveaway channel.
Yeah.
So for the first AXIE scholarship, we got 77 entry.
Nice.
While for the second scholarship, we got 77 entry. And for the 100 Kai token, we got 86 entries so far.
Ah, okay.
So how do you see the list? You go on our Discord, you go on offers and giveaway, and then there is like the 3 giveaways messages from the bot.
Holy shit. Sorry, guys.
What did you do now?
Well, I just looked at the responses on the AXIE scholarship form. We have 410 people applying for scholarships.
Yes.
That's
we have
crazy.
So many.
Holy
we
crap.
have so many.
That's amazing.
Yeah, there are a lot of people that need scholarship, obviously.
Yeah.
I got to figure out how I can give away, well, not give away, but whether I can do that on Rev.
So here's the thing on that. Sean, number 1. Now,
you're about to give me a lecture. Okay, yeah. I see what's coming.
Chat, everybody in the chat, I need as much cooperation on this. Be ready to absolutely destroy the chat on like, yes, do it, Sir Sean, do it, and so on. So anyway, Sean, today there is the MotoGP sales, as you know.
Yeah.
And the pack for the MotoGP start from $9 for pack number type A, which has only the driver, $9 for pack that has only the bikes, or $14 USD for a pack that contains both drivers and bikes, and they're paired already, so it's pretty cool. Now, I don't know yet if you can do like a scholarship model on that. However,
I think you can. As of last week, you could just stake the car and somebody would effectively rent it off you. But yeah, hopefully that's functionality comes in.
But however, as the packs are like pretty cheap, you know, you might spend some of those gain that you got from Rev to buy maybe like 1 or 2 package that costs like $10 a piece, and maybe, I don't know, giving that away to the community to see if someone can get a team and start playing MotoGP. I'm just suggesting it's pretty cheap.
Okay, you guys will turn me into a gamer. Yes. All right. I will spend the evening figuring that out. Stay tuned, people. Can we, just before we give away the next 2 prizes, because I was actually finding that little rundown from you very, very useful, and I'm sure other people watching will as well. Can we just try? I mean, obviously we don't want to get too bogged down here. We've been going for a while already, but just maybe whip through the rest of this list quickly. Anything you want to highlight from it?
Wex is doing a very awesome thing.
Oh, I've reached out to them. Actually, they're looking at coming on the show.
Sweet.
Wex is nice. They're having like they're doing a bit of everything. That's a cool thing. On Wex, you really have like hard NFTs. You got games. You get like collectibles, like they launched the Street Fighter 2 collectibles, which they were also doing like giveaways. By the way, you could have get like a couple of cards for free. So the WEX is overall like a nice blockchain. What do they miss? They miss the fact that it's a completely different chain. The adoption is the challenge part on that. But as a blockchain for like gaming, NFTs, and all of that things, it's working like a charm. Like it's a very, very nice thing. They got like the license from Capcom for Street Fighter 2. So really, if adoption is gonna pick up on the WEX blockchain, man, that's gonna be absolutely amazing. The web wallet works very easy. You set that up with an email, so it's overall like pretty cool. AXS, I don't think that there is much to say over there. Just look at what we're doing as a giveaway, the background of Johnny. I think that's to itself, isn't it? Eternity chain. So Eternity, I do not remember if it's actually like developing some type of games and so on, but whatever. Gala, as I mentioned, I like it. I like the proposition and everything, but I think that right now they need to deliver. If I'm not touching it right now, I'm a really big believer. So Gala right now is like Town Star, which is basically like a sort of Farmville type of games where like you build like your city and so on. Everything on NFTs, so that's pretty cool. They're developing Mirandus, and Mirandus is going to be like an MMORPG, which is super needed in the blockchain space. We do need a game like that. And now they're developing also a tower defense game. Now I know that a lot of people are not a fan of that genre. I love tower defense games, so I'm really looking forward to see that. Here's the problem with Gala. We have 3 games like already like talking about and so on, and only one is available. We've been waiting for years for Mirandus at this point to come out, and they announced a 3rd game without delivering the 2nd one. So yeah, I don't know. Terra Virtua is the game of like is the Terra Nova, I think it is. Like it's basically like this application. I think that Johnny would be pretty interesting in this if he doesn't know. You can basically create like a sort of store to sell NFTs that it's a virtual shop. So imagine you being like in a 3D world where you got like your avatar and you go into a shop, like into an e-commerce, and it looks like exactly like a shop. And you sell like all NFTs and so on. It's not really gaming, in my opinion. It's more like on an e-commerce type of thing. It has potential, to be honest. It's gonna be super cool if you can integrate that with other stuff, like that crypto integration, chain integration, like CryptoVoxel, Decentraland, and stuff like that. Potentially could be quite interesting. Whale is, I love Whale. Whale is basically like done by Whale Pro. It's a community token, something like the DD token, the R14 token, like things like that, with a different, and here's the cool part of that it's backed by the entire vault NFTs of the project. There's something like millions of dollars in NFTs, like land on Decentraland, land on sale, on Sand, Heart, and it's plenty of stuff. Like the Whale project is absolutely amazing. Like it's beautiful. So big fan of Whale.
Wish you had told me that 24 hours ago.
Oh, I got like Whale like since ages ago, like really ages ago. Plus, also for anybody that did the Mega Cube, you could have win Whale tokens. So once again, be in the community. Look at your chart as much as you want, but by being in the game in the Mega Cube, I got 7 Whale tokens. Is it gonna change my life? No, it's not. But it's almost $200 worth of coins that I got for free by playing the game. So on top of like all the other stuff.
Well, let's whip through the rest of them here, and then we'll give away the rest. Next prize, maybe go up to the top 20.
Contentus, I don't. Cos is the TV. I tweet on my Twitter about that. Cos is doing like another super cool project. They have everything to to kind of like prove on themselves. It's basically like I don't know why they're in gaming, to be honest, because they're like a social platform like Theta or DLive or DTube and so on. The cool things on costs is that you can own videos. So you can actually, as a content creator, you can sell your videos and you can own that. Imagine like the video that we published yesterday on YouTube. Someone could buy that, and all the advertisement revenue that comes from that will be yours. So it's a pretty cool concept for like projects that are like coming in place and so on. Rev, you know that we spoke about that. They have like the public sales on MotoGP now. They have like F1 Delta Time. I play the game regularly on a daily. I'm very bad at that, but it's actually a nice project. I like a lot what they're doing, and if you're into those type of things, is overall very cool. Rareable, I love Rareable, to be honest. I think the Rare is overall a marketplace to buy NFTs that is way cheaper than places like, you know, Noin Origin and way more serious things. If you want to get into art NFTs, if you want to discover like nice artists and your budget is overall quite low compared to like, you know, crazy things like millions of dollars. If you have like that $20, $30, $50 in budget and so on, Rareable is the place to be. You find like tons of nice art over there. And the cool part is that when you're buying that art or you sell that or you flip NFTs on the Rareable marketplace, you're gaining, Rare token. The Rare token is a government's token like AXS, Uni, and you name it. Dego Finance. I'm out of Dego Finance. I farmed that. Dego Finance is kind of like NFTs. You farm that. It's DeFi and NFT combined. You get like these NFTs that are like pickaxe on Minecraft. You farm that and you gain like Dego token. The Dego token is like the government's token. I farmed that. I was not very happy with everything back in the days when like Dego was worth like $1 or $2. And then he did like a crazy jump. I didn't know about that. I saw the value and I exited and sold everything because I was like, I'm out of here. Free money. That's it.
You find out it was a derogatory term for Italians as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, but that's the thing. You told me about that because like I was talking. There was like the conversation that we were having, and it was like
well, they used to call
with
my uncle.
Heart.
I'm from an Italian family, and he was called Dago, which is yeah. My grandmother used to cry when
the spelling is different.
The
spelling is different.
It's with an A, I know, but it's pronounced exactly the same.
You know, exactly. That's what cracks me up.
I mean, but yeah, no, I would not.
We're allowed to call each other Dagos, Stefano, because we both are Italian. But
you're not Italian, dude. You have like a 25% of blood that is Italian. You're stretching.
Both my grandparents were born there, so I'm half Italian.
But you don't have a passport.
Okay, you're the only Dago.
And you don't talk with your hands enough like this, eh?
Exactly. See,
moving on. Before we get a strike against the channel.
Bondly, I have no idea what it does. I don't know. That I have no idea. Whoever knows what Bondly does.
It's insurance, isn't it?
It's insurance, really?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Why is that in gaming? Oh, because we're in the NFTs. Sorry,
it's not gaming.
We're in the NFTs. Yeah, I've no idea about that, to be honest. NFTX, that's basically like an index fund. So they're launching a lot of different things, so different products that like they're basically like putting baskets of like different projects and creating like side tokens on top of that. It's quite fascinating. You can actually buy them on your own, to be honest. But it's nice. We need in the index funds in the space. Decentral Games. Decentral Games is basically like games is a casino that runs on Decentraland. Plus, they also have NFTs and so on. If you watch the videos that we had about like the Mega Cube, I won a pair of pens that are actually created from Decentral Games, and they go for a couple of thousands of dollars. Now, yeah, they do actually. Crazy. The reason why the price, check the historical price on that. The reason why they do that is basically like Decentral Games, the DG token is the government's token. How do you farm? How do you gain that token? You basically gain that by playing the casino on Decentraland. if you are having one of their NFTs, you're actually farming at a 10% higher rate. That's why those are the only NFTs that actually like retain and are super expensive, because they have a utility on that. Meme, you know that it's pretty famous. Is the project where like you own the meme token, you stake that on their website, and you gain NFTs by doing that. They reward you from like staking the government token with NFTs basically. Phantasma chain, is blockchain. They are really coming across like super strong on hard NFTs, because it's very cheap to mint things over there. And tons of like artists are starting using the Phantasma chain for doing like a lot of different projects and NFTs. Basically, it's a marketplace that is very cheap, like kind of like Wax basically on that side. What else you put me here?
I got the small love potion because that's what the people using our teams earn. So I just wanted to couple of quick questions on that for people that maybe don't understand. What moves the price of SLP around, guys?
Demand and supply, like every single other thing.
It's actually a pure utility token, right? So you play the game, and there's new SLP minted every time a player, well, they play the game, they win, and then it's in the internal ledger, and then you claim it, and then once you claim it, those SLP are minted. And then if you continue down the stream using SLP in the ecosystem, you breed your AXIEs like this, and once you breed them, the SLP are burnt. So it's an elastic supply that's constantly changing up and down. Right now, you know, it got up almost to 10 cents. What was it there? For that little...
At one point, yeah.
Yeah, and now it's back down.
Nice little curve happening here, though.
Yeah, I mean, once Ronin comes out, I think there's going to be a really big breeding frenzy.
Yeah.
So that's going to drive the supply and demand, right? There's going to be a lot more burnt, because the breeders, if they're anything like me, been stockpiling SLP, anticipating for Ronin coming out, right? And so once it comes out, you're going to see a lot of burnt SLP, which is going to decrease the supply. But at the same time, you're going to have the demand of all these people that have been sitting on AXIEs that haven't been able to breed because of crazy gas prices.
Yeah.
Right? So there's going to be more people buying. So you're going to have the burns and the buying happening at the same time. It's going to happen. And then, you know,
right. On that note, let's help somebody earn some SLP. Prize number 2.
Prize number 2.
Yeah.
SLP.
Okay.
SLP. Oh, we're doing an SLP prize? I thought it was the other scholarship.
Oh, no, we're doing a scholarship.
You're the one that said SLP. There is an SLP prize.
They earn SLP with the scholarship.
Dude, we got so many prizes, we can't even keep them straight. There's an SLP prize that we're going to do in Discord once we hit 8,000 followers on YouTube.
Oh,
so
yes.
If you don't win today, if you don't win today, guys, get your friends to subscribe to the channel. We hit 8,000, and all the people since the last 300 viewers will be entered in the draw to win SLP. The second prize today is another AXIE scholarship, and then the third prize is the Kai.
Yep.
Cool. So we're doing the second scholarship now.
Let's do the second scholarship. Absolutely.
Okay. So now, obviously, I need to just like do the same thing that I've done before,
But hit the like button for us, people.
Or don't. It's okay.
We got 89
and that little bell, and that little bell you see there for notifications, so you can see when we're doing shows. It's going to be more of these live shows, more prizes.
Who wants to do the?
Go, Mr. Hard Forking. No, I did the last one. You do it. Go.
3, 2, 1.
Karimu.
I am excited. Arimu.
Karimu.
Right. Karimu. Congratulations.
Is Karimu or Karimu in the chat?
Oh, we're still doing that. You got to be in the chat, huh?
Well, let me.
Well, here's the problem. If he's not, we need to like restart everything from the beginning, basically. Because we can't pick. I don't know how to pick a second.
Yeah, no, you got to be in the chat.
So Car is writing congrats Karimu, but I don't know if Karimu is in the chat or not.
Ooh.
Did Karimu pull a Marzio?
Ooh.
It says it's
We'll give them a
Discord
minute.
user.
Where Karimu? How are you spelling it?
Karimoo.
Okay.
I'm just looking on the spreadsheet here to see if he's got another contact.
I mean, is not live on Discord right now.
Where Karimu? Karimu, he's not here. R.I.P.
He's not live in Discord.
Karimu?
But I don't know if he's.
I think we're gonna have to go again.
Oh man.
Yeah.
This is problematic, isn't
Karimu
it?
didn't want to hang around for an hour and a half and listen to us talk about other cryptos, which we're trying to help you out on that front, people.
How do I pick a second winner then?
Can't you just run it again?
Well, congratulations, you won the.
Not here. Everyone's calling for a re-roll.
Let me see if I can do that again. Is it even possible? Let me see.
I have no idea. I'm not sure how you're actually doing this.
Yes, the new winner is
same
Taliesin again.
What?
No, it can't be Taliesin again.
What?
No.
Yeah. It's Taliesin again.
We love you,
He's already got a
Taliesin,
team.
but you cannot win again. So
Yeah,
know that it worked.
We're
Re-roll.
vetoing that.
But it works at least.
Wow, you got the luck of
the.
the Irish, Taliesin. Congratulations. Actually, her real name is Elenia. She's from Venezuela. So congratulations again. But you can't win again. I'm sorry.
But you cannot win a game. But it works. That's the important part. We know that it works
unless the
That's
next
amazing.
winner is also not here, then maybe you will win again.
That's amazing.
No, we know that it works. That's the important part. We know that it works.
Yeah.
Everybody chill. It's fine. We're doing an official second pick now.
All right.
It's all good.
Christian goes on and says, roll. Let's go again.
Third
Count it
pick.
down,
So-
Mr. Gonzo.
3, 2, 1. Taliesin.
Timothy.
Timothy. All right.
Do we have Timothy in the chat?
Looks like a nice fellow based on his profile picture from
Looks like
Philippines.
looks like he's live on Discord, Timothy. But is Timothy gonna text? Timothy, you're live. I can see the green icon there, but you need to text
Do you
me.
want to?
Yes, it is. It is.
Woohoo,
here?
good job, bro.
He wrote thanks. So he is in the chat.
All right. Congratulations.
He's here. He's there. We got it. So second scholarship done. So we got Taliesin and we got Timothy. Apparently the bot likes names with the T. I'm not sure why, but now everybody renames to T something.
I'm getting little Rev token pop-ups happening on my screen here as well, telling me,
It's pumping.
am I ready for the sale? That's what I'll be doing after this week. Okay, congratulations to those two
Timothy.
winners.
And Taliesin. Congratulations, guys.
Awesome.
Nice.
Now hit the like button, people. If we get another 10 likes in the next 30 seconds, we'll give away the next prize immediately, and you won't have to listen to us talking about another topic for a half an hour. So up to you, people. 10 likes. It was 131 when I said that. When it gets to 141, we do the next prize.
Hey, so I just want to talk about that scholarship, guys. It's gonna. They don't. One scholarship. It's gonna take me about a day to get this all ready. I've kind of hit a bit of a snag technically with the emails. So I got to sort that out. So you'll get your scholarship within the next day or so. To Elenia and Timothy, just hit me up on Discord with a DM. And please, if you guys haven't won, don't Discord us DMs like, sir, scholarship, please. We're trying. And as you saw, there's like 400 people, and we're trying our best to get as many scholarships out as we can. So please just be patient, bear with us. We'll try and get as many out as we can. Yep. But don't spam us in the DMs, please.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like you guys are a lot. Imagine that, like if basically like it's what it's happening. That literally like at least 5 or 10 people every second are like can I be picky? Can I be picky? This and that. There are all the information on Discord. Jazzy and Reigns are doing an awesome job as moderator.
Yeah,
ensuring
shout
that
out to
everybody
Jazzy.
has the
Good job, Jazzy.
information.
Good job, Renzo. Thank you, guys. We appreciate you.
So that's the thing. We're trying to hurry up as much as possible, but really, like, it's crazy. If you're texting like us in private all the time, you know, we're just like gonna stop ignoring and start ignoring and like not replying at all, which is not nice, obviously. So.
And you know what's holding us up is Ethereum a little bit. Once layer 2 comes out with the Ronin, there was a request to talk about it a little bit. The floodgates will open. I've got like 30 teams ready to go if Ronin shows up, and then we're also going to be able to start breeding. It's going to grow really fast once we get that sorted out. So
yeah,
just
once Ronin is in place, you're going to have 100 transactions for free per day, which, you know, means that like you can in theory like go and build up 30 teams a day. So that it becomes like super easy at that point.
Yeah,
we're going to
see. Which is
some...
also, by the way, one thing, it means that like Haas going like very slow with the scholarship. It also means that like tons of other teams that are like offering scholarships and so on are going to be like very quick as well. So, you know, it's going to be like a nice competition among like all these this group of peoples giving the scholarship on like seeing who can be the fastest one.
But basically. Man, think about it. If everybody can, like, the scholarship bottleneck is released, right? What is that going to do for the whole economy of like AXIE, right?
I think that that's gonna like initiate a real phase of test for AXIE, because, you know, right now you're in a situation where like you get the collectors, so the value of SLP has got to its point because demand and supply is in place, like classic, you know, Adam Smith bullshit rules. But once you open the bottleneck, and so SLP, demand of SLP will increase like crazy because everybody will start breeding like insane. But then can the demand of new scholars keep up with that insane speed of like breeding? Because I don't think that the collectors at that point are going to be able to keep up with that demand. So that means that like you need to accelerate the inflow new players into AXIE like crazy in order to keep up with all of that. If that doesn't happen, SLP value might go flush down the toilet in a couple of months.
Yeah, I think there's going to be volatility both ways.
Yeah.
Hey, so check this out. We just got a cool tip from Rui in the chat. There's
I'm just Googling that now, actually.
Big news. There's the first transactions from ETH2 to ETH1 with Lighthouse, Stefano.
Okay.
Which is
well, 1 hour ago.
Here, let me share.
Oh, have you got it there, have you? Cool. Yeah,
very nice. Very nice.
99.98% less power. Lighthouse's first Ethereum and ETH2 merge transaction.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
Stefano, you want to give us the overview of what that all means?
It basically means that like they're testing so right now Ethereum 2 you have like the contract, the one that is like the staking. So what it's happening is that I want to try to explain that in an easy way. So back in December they opened the phase 0. Phase 0 basically means that like you put 32 ETH in the contract and you start being like a validator. When you're becoming a validator, you're basically like becoming a miner for Ethereum 2.0. In the phase where we are now, which is phase 0, Ethereum 2.0 and Ethereum 1.0 are separated, but they're doing the same exact thing. So every time that you're doing a transfer on the main net, you're doing that on layer 1 right now, but it's also being verified on Ethereum 2.0 because they're testing that. As we know, on 2.0, you're moving on POS. There is no miners involved. The speed is going to be better, blah, 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 all the things that we mentioned like a tons of times. The fact that like, if you then combine the 1559 problem, the miners, Vitalik suggesting to like open 2.0 immediately without like doing sharding. So what Vitalik was saying is like, because the two chain are already copying the same thing, why don't we close 1.0 and we just use 2.0 at this point? They work basically in the same way. The only difference is that like one is on POS and the other one is on POW. But the scalability of 900,000 transactions per second, you get that only with sharding. And so Vitalik was saying, because we have the problems with the mining and everything, why don't we just like close down 1.0, screw up the miners forever, and we just like move forward with 2.0, and that's it. So now, because the two chains are different, it means that at one point, you know, you're going to have like cross chain in the same way that you have cross chain between layer 1, mainnet, and Polygon, Matic, or layer 1 and on Ethereum and XDAI. So you get the bridging things. So in this specific case, they've done the same thing, testing out the bridging between layer 1 and layer 2. Even if they're copying, at one point, you're going to be able to do something unique on 2.0 that is not going to be available on 1.0. So the cross-chaining basically is a test to see like how the two things are performing from one to another.
Very good.
Which is super simple. If you didn't understand anything of what I just say, it just means that it's a development, it's a further step into getting close to that 2.0. So
Bring it.
Okay.
Bring it.
Well, I longed both Bitcoin and Ethereum on my Bybit account this morning. 10x. It's actually both going pretty well. Hopefully that news gives Ethereum a little bit of a nudge further upwards. Okay,
let's do
third
the last
prize.
giveaway.
I've only got 8 minutes before my absolutely hopeless rugby team kicks off, and I have to go and cheer for them. Otherwise, they're going to lose again.
obviously that's the important part, isn't it?
From New Zealand, mate, it's all that matters. It's all we've got, sheep and rugby and crypto now. 5% of our pension fund put into Bitcoin.
That's pretty amazing. That's pretty
Yep.
bullish.
It's huge. Forward-thinking country.
Okay, so how we doing the
Well
Kai
done, New
giveaway?
Zealand.
The same way?
Yeah, now,
Yes.
So, okay, we could be running into problems whether the person's still in the chat since we've been going for 2 hours, but how are we doing it? Is it we're just going to flat out, I'll contact them, or do they have to be in this chat?
No. I mean, like we you must
65
be in
now.
the chat as per usual.
Okay,
you
let's
always
do
need
it.
to be in
Might
the
take
chat.
us a few attempts, but yeah, let's reward the people that are here.
So for 100 Kai token,
Which I think you should hang on to, not financial advice, because whoever wins, they're yours to do whatever you want with. But yeah, it's gone up 300% in the last couple of weeks. So $100 in a year's time might be a hell of a lot more.
or can be zero.
Could be zero, could be thousands. That's crypto. Welcome to
Millions,
our world.
billions,
To the
gazillions.
moon. Okay, come on, let's go to the
gazillions
moon.
of dollars.
Give
Okay.
away some Kai token from Cardano chain. Now, just a heads up on this one, people. You're going to have to open if you're not on KuCoin. You're going to have to get set up on there for me to send you that native token.
How are you
there.
planning of selling that to? What are you talking about?
What?
You have to have a KuCoin to win the prize?
Well, they'll have to have an account on KuCoin for me to transfer it.
Why?
No. You can just
What are you
transfer from
talking
your
about?
KuCoin to anywhere, to any ERC20.
Yeah, true. Well, okay. Then I'm going to pay
Or
all the
MetaMask.
gas.
Yeah, you're paying gas. You're
It's a
doing
fucking
giveaway.
giveaway.
Dude, what are you talking about?
Well, if they're on KuCoin, it won't cost me $15 or whatever. It'll be free.
Okay,
Dude,
well you
okay,
can
no,
you can
to,
ask
to
them
anybody
if
that
they
is
have-
listening, please just ignore Sean. No, I'm not even going to start.
No, listen.
They don't
If
need
you
that.
if you win the giveaway and you have a KuCoin account, let Sean know and you can save on gas fees, right? But it's not a requirement, right?
Or you can spend 5 minutes and set one up to save me on the gas. But yeah, okay.
No,
Either way,
but-
I'll send it to you. Stefano, throwing
Sean,
money
come
around.
on. No.
Come on, let's do
Forcing-
this.
Forcing people on a centralized exchange, there is no point whatsoever of doing that.
And one that got hacked like a fucking motherfucker.
Yeah, apart from that, like really, no.
The old cut coin. Let's do it. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win?
So, who wants to do the countdown? We got Crypto
The
Wizard.
All right, bro, you won. Mr. Europe that was up early. That's good.
Now, that's the thing, because Crypto Wizard was in the chat. Is he still in the chat?
Maybe he's taking
Oh,
his afternoon
that-
nap already.
Because he was
That's
in
harsh if
Portugal.
he's
That's
not.
the thing.
That's kind of harsh if he was here, but just isn't anymore.
He was here. He was 100% here. He was in the chat. I don't know
Hopefully
if he's still here, but it was 4 o'clock in the morning for him. So, you know.
Oh, come on, Crypto Wizard. Tell me you're still here.
Yes, it is. He is.
Nice.
Man, yes. That's how you do it.
Congratulations, Crypto Wizard.
Still not sleeping.
Oh, he
Good
did
job,
an
man.
all-nighter? He didn't get up early, he did an all-nighter? Hardcore, bro. Damn.
Good
Crypto,
job.
so Crypto Wizard, you need to contact me in the Discord, Sean. Do you want to do that right now, just so I can make sure that's taken care of?
So Elenia contacted me on Discord for her scholarship.
So Crypto Wizard, hit me up, man. Sean in the Discord.
Congratulations, everybody.
Just DM me,
Good
yeah.
job.
Thanks for coming out. We
So
Good job.
just before we go, Crypto Wizard, what is there? Do we
Oh,
know?
he has a KuCoin even, Sean, for you.
Oh, fantastic.
I have KuCoin. Damn, look at that, Sean. You got the only person with a KuCoin account. Couldn't be any happier and luckier than this.
Crypto Wizard, what is your just so because I don't want someone else contacting me pretending to be you. How do I find
It's
your
Crypto Wizard. It's no on Discord, like you.
It's
you get
Crypto
the
Wizard on
names.
Discord as
Yeah,
well.
it's
Okay,
Crypto
great.
Wizard.
They're tagged already on Discord, so you can't miss them.
All right, Mr. Wizard, congratulations. I will send that to you by tomorrow latest. So if you just send me your address and Discord, well done. You've got
Super
some
awesome.
Kai token.
Woohoo.
Good job.
Yeah. There you go. Hope you enjoyed today, everybody. I know I did. We hope
I'm
we
the
caught this-
Portuguese one, guys. Rui, you are awesome for still being on for all this time. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's absolutely amazing.
Dropping some interesting info for us there too, hooking us up with that Ethereum 2 call.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the sort of stuff we love people. As I mentioned before, we want to see who's really engaging with us, asking good questions, helping other people out in the Discord. You know, we discuss it amongst ourselves very, very regularly. You know, it's a small and growing community, so it's great opportunity to really stick out for these big prizes that we're going to give away on the monthly. But yeah, at least once a week, we'll be doing this live as well. We enjoy hanging out with you all. Really nice group of people. So we're about to sign off. So before we do, smash that like button one more time for us if you haven't done that. And thank you so much for your time today, Mr. Gonzo and Stefano. And we will see everybody back here at same bat time, same bat place next Friday. But also content on the daily on this channel. Trading show on Monday. We've got a good friend Didi coming on for a live show next week as well.
Oh,
And a couple
Is
of
he gonna talk about BitCloud?
Hey, it's funny. He posted on Twitter there, and he's like, "Hey,
Yeah,
what's
he
up with
did.
this?"
I saw
Did you
that.
see
It
my
was
response?
like, if it's legit, that's awesome. I don't know what you wrote. What did you write?
I just wrote like, "Does it matter that it's legal?" You know, and I quoted that article. There were the guys who are getting shut down, and no response. And Kyle from Paid was on there too.
Okay.
Oh, it's legit. Just hype in it. But neither one of them talked about the fact that it's, you know, the cease and desist orders. So, you know, like, I don't know, man. This thing is like, it came up last night too, Stefano.
It's going to be an interesting one.
When we talked to CyberFi last night, Stefano, Austin, he's a CEO of CyberFi, and his investment fund, they're quite deep into BitClout, and he's in another group, and he's like, oh, we're in, you know, just because he's early, but he's still like questioning about it. And...
Yeah, I don't.
BitConnect.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm gonna stick with my guts on this and saying that, like, I'm not touching this.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Their two favorite things: VC dumpers and anon ruggers.
You know, I see big guys that, you know, the CEO of CyberFi for sure, Kyle 100%, Didi as well. Like, they're all guys that are like pretty big in the space. I obviously don't know their holdings or anything like that, but there are people that have been around for such a long time that they can literally dump whatever they want on so many retails in 2 seconds. The project doesn't have the legal structure in place to actually like hold all those VIP contracts and so on. As long as the crypto community agrees on that is one thing, but it just takes one person to do like a lawsuit to actually make the entire domino collapse down. And, you know, the bigger the project becomes, the more, if I'm a lawyer of someone famous, the easier it is to pick up the phone and be like, hey, by the way, why don't you sue this company and take all the money, you know?
The lawyers are going ching, 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 the dollar sign.
So, you know, I'm not touching it, and not at all. I'm staying away for sure.
There's way better options.
I'm going to buy the Stefano coin on there anyway.
I'm probably too small for them, you know, like I'm not Didi or Kyle. So
it is hilarious. I see all these different lists of crypto influencers and they rank. Some of them are rather comical. So I guess this is some new incarnation. I'm sure there's some cunning.
No, but it's good for them. So to give you like an idea, back in the days, if you're like searching for things that happened like 2017 maybe or 2016 and so on, and that'd be pretty much like that period. So Singapore started having this thing called like the list for the fintech influencers and the most influential people in the fintech space and so on. I got like nominated in so many of those things. Like I was in top 10, top 5, top 50, top this, top that, blah, blah, and so on. And here's one thing that people didn't notice. How do you do a list? This goes like not only for like the fintech influencers, it goes like for Forbes 30 under 30, it goes like for Forbes 40 under 40. Top VCs.
I know about 50 people that are in the Forbes 30 under 30.
Yeah, I know a lot of them as well. One of which is like a CEO of a company that ran away with $1 million in funding from the VC. Another one had a company failing and sold that to ensure that like, you know, shit was not hitting the fan. Like so many Forbes 30 under 30 that I know are like super failing entrepreneurs that are like considered the top of the top. But this is a different story. The point is that like, how do you do a list like that? Or why would you do a list like that? I can start a website, okay? Nobody's there. Nobody knows about that, right? And I can create a list of the most influential, most important people in the space. I can tag like 50 people automatically when I write in that post. If of those 50 people, 10 of those are a little bit egotistical, a little bit to actually retweet that and be like, oh, look at that. I don't know what this is, but hey, I'm in the top 10 of the most influential people.
Which is what BitClout's doing, is that we're heading with this.
Bingo, exactly. Yeah. I just retweet that. The brand goes away. It doesn't matter as long as you're talking a bad or in a good way about the project, as long as you're talking about that. Why? Because information online, the life expectation of a tweet is supposed to be like 7 minutes, I think, or something like that. So, you know, you can have like 3 random guys called Stefano, Sean, and Johnny Gones on Jordan saying that this project is shit. And in 7 minutes, bomb. Let's say that we do one each, 21 minutes, gone, whatever. But then you get like a bunch of 50 different influencers on the other side that are like being mentioned and tagged, which potentially could make a return on that are just like retweeting, that are like cleaning their hands. Here's the other point that actually almost irritated me at this point. I clean my hand saying, I don't know if this is legit or not, but you know, here's the news. Here's the information.
Yeah.
I clean my hands. I'm talking about that. I'm fulfilling ego and vanity on my side because I'm considered like an influencer from this platform. And you, community that follows me, are taking 100% of the risk. And you're trusting me. And I'm literally throwing you as a rabbit into a wolf cage on being like, hey, I don't know about that. You know, you need to take your own responsibility as shit hits the fan, you know, because what do I know about that? I'm sorry. I no. it really, I dislike something like that so much. I
Well, it's an
understand
anonymous
perfectly
team. I
the
have
moment.
reached out to them to come on for a chat. So let's see. Yeah, interesting story. All part of crypto culture, and that's what we attempt to do on this channel. Cover all the different things happening. But yeah, I'm hearing you, and I agree with you. So thanks once again, guys. You've brought a lot of knowledge along today, and Mr. Gonzo, 2 more scholarship teams. You are awesome, and thanks to everyone for watching. See you all soon.
Thank you, everybody.